All right. Thank you so much, Trusha. I am so excited today to be presenting all about how you can see Sprout differently today. And I know that you've learned so many great things today so far. So I'm sure that you are all anxious to dive in and start putting your learnings to practice. So let's get into how we do it. A little bit about me first. I'm Jackie Baum. My pronouns are she, her, hers. And as a solutions engineer here at Sprout, I work with our top customers to take their social strategies to the next level with the help of Sprout. I've also been in the social space for about 10 years in a variety of roles, from community manager to consultant. So I'm excited to take all that I advise my customers and bring it to you all in this presentation today. I also spend my free time obsessing over anything Marvel and group chatting over Facebook Messenger. But after the last 2 hours, I expect that you're energized and eager to start engaging with other teams about what you and social can bring to their disciplines. So we want to shift slightly from business strategy to how you make it all happen. So we're going to show you how you streamline, track, and learn all the essentials for successful partnerships with features in Sprout. Now, if you don't currently use Sprout, there's still a lot that you can learn here. Of course, we might be a little bit biased, but we think Sprout is the best and most efficient place to do it. So we know you get it. Your insight and instinct with social lets you see things that others can't. So how do you bring others along? We'll walk through 3 key areas where you can do so. First, by creating efficiencies with your engagement for you and the teams that you work with. Then providing data to back up your intuition, first through showing your efforts, and lastly, proactively transforming your business using social insights. So first, we already know how critical it is to engage with your audience, but as you bring others along, you'll want to do so efficiently and quickly to level up your audience engagement. When you see engagement differently, you can turn your response workflow into business enhancing opportunities, whether you're resolving a customer return issue at a small boutique or a large B2B brand passing along critical information to your subject matter experts. Let's start with how to manage your inbox and what you want to include there, followed by how to prioritize messages, and lastly, add some automation to make things even quicker. First up, I know that you know how to manage your inbox. I've seen the recommendations in the chat today. Our customers are masters of the inbox, among tons of other responsibilities. If you're already in Sprout, you're familiar with our smart inbox that allows you to organize your inbox your way with saved views, filtering, and tagging features depending on your plan. You can bring in a variety of sources into your inbox and review sections. But since we make a lot of updates as well, here are some that you may not have seen yet. So Google Business Messages, Glassdoor reviews, and TripAdvisor are all new sources that present more opportunities, not just to engage with your audience more, but to bring other teams in on the fun. Take Glassdoor reviews, for example. I've worked alongside HR teams who had previously not work alongside social, but being able to monitor employee reviews also gives them the opportunity to monitor hiring questions on other channels and get a 360 view of the potential hire feedback online. They're then able to help their content teams provide more targeted content for social recruiting. Thinking on that example, if you have multiple teams, say like HR and marketing working in the same tool, prioritizing your messages is a great way to ensure seamless collaboration. This is where saved views really come in handy here. Messages that would be better handled by HR can be routed directly to that team with a saved view. I also work with a lot of customer care teams who need to monitor multiple locations. So they can go ahead and separate Google Business Messages to ensure they're reaching customers right away, which is crucial when a quick response can lead to a quick trip to your business. Creating prioritized views not only saves you time, but it's super easy in Sprout. So just go ahead and select the messages you want to address first and save it. We make this process even easier by suggesting certain views, like your private messages with customers to save you even more time. This way, you can have your different teams working on different messages to ensure your whole audience is covered. And within Sprout's review section, you can create saved views just as easily based on your priorities. So for our customers with tons of locations, we'll break out reviews by regions. But I also recommend creating a saved view by rating. So that way you can tend to the negative reviews first, then go ahead and tackle your rave reviews. It's as simple as filtering and saving, and then you're good to go. So getting into Inbox Zero was always my favorite part when I was a community manager. But now in my current role, my favorite part is really helping customers get to Inbox Zero faster. That way you have more time to spend on other initiatives, say digging into insights, transforming your business. I even had one customer state that he was going to start a comic book with their saved time. And I think that's a fantastic idea. So let's all go ahead and save time and write our comic books. To save that time, with Sprout's Advanced Plan, you can use automation to help you categorize your inbound messages, such as a positive comment about one of your products. Or if you're passing along sales opportunities like CareSource, you can automatically tag leads when someone indicates interest in your business or product. When you go in to respond, you can use saved replies from the asset library, or specifically on Twitter, you can go ahead and use a suggested reply based on our machine learning. And collaboration can be sped up here as well. Say if you have a new team member who may need a quick gut check for a certain kind of question, you can go ahead and use team conversations to instantly communicate and collaborate on response internally. And don't worry, these comments aren't going to be seen by anybody else. But this is especially helpful if you have a company subject matter expert who may need to chime in. Like I've seen with plenty of our B2B customers who need to obtain very technical answers from their product teams. And my last time-saving tip is for those of you who get a ton of private messages. Go ahead and automate those responses and direct your audience to the right resources with chatbots through Sprout. And this is especially handy for my higher ed customers who need to route prospective students around admission season, but also for customer service, like you see in this retail example here. You can go ahead and select a template like this one for customer care, preview what the flow of the conversation will look like, and then turn it on within minutes. So to quickly recap engagement here, we reviewed how to manage your inbox and where you should track with your teams, how to prioritize your messages with saved views, and we've got some new speed goals now that we're automating some processes. And of course, there is so much more that we can go through today around engagement. So to explore at your own leisure, feel free to check out our learning portal at learning.sproutsocial.com. And if you're not a current Sprout customer and you just want to learn more, feel free to request a demo and we're happy to help. So now let's go ahead and get into the fun stuff where you can start using your skills and expertise combined with Sprout to really start giving you some insights, say on how themed content is performing, both to measure new ideas and explore what might work to support your new partnerships and collaborations. Use that data to back up your gut instinct and quickly get specific with your sales team, for example, about what's important for them to know. We'll look at tracking your efforts in 3 key areas. First, reporting to provide data and insights on your efforts, then tagging to drill into your data and identify key drivers of your content. And lastly, our new collaborative campaign planning to allow other teams to be involved and aligned on your content. So let's go ahead and start with some of our standard reporting that can show you your efforts on social right away. These are all included in your Sprout account, so all that data is right there for you. Our network reports offer quick wins when it comes to showcasing your data. So right out of the box, they can showcase top KPIs such as audience growth, engagement, impressions. And we try to make it very easy to show this progress with percentage changes highlighted. Our competitor reports show you how you stack rank against your competitors or aspiring brands. So a lot of my customers will get ad hoc requests from leadership to report on how they're doing on social compared to others in the space. So you can go ahead and easily show how you compare with baseline metrics like audience growth, and also show it with top content. Pro tip, schedule this PDF to be delivered weekly to your leadership team or even monthly. Now, so much of your social strategy depends on how well your content performs with your audience. So you can pinpoint the exact content that does so in the post-performance report. You can go ahead and sort your top posts based on your KPIs, such as engagement rate or impressions. Now, this is a great report to share with those cross-functional teams, such as marketing and PR, or even leadership. So that way they can dive right in and see what's working well on your channels. But to drill even deeper here, we can also use tagging to evaluate what types of content are helping your engagement along. So are employee videos that are sent to you by HR blowing your engagement out of the water, while sales memes that are sent are completely at the bottom? By using tags, you can customize your reporting to not only help you tell the story, but inform your recommendations. So taking an example here from a brand that we love, this Starbucks post went viral back in 2017, but the lessons from it are still alive and well today. Our most sophisticated customers utilize an internal tagging structure to understand what types of content resonate most with their audiences. So that way, when a post goes viral, they know exactly why and how. The good thing is, you don't need to have an abundance of experience here to do the same. So let's break down this post by some potential tags and then look at how we can prove its success. First, the campaign is around this new Frappuccino launch, specifically the Unicorn Frap. So you can decipher the overall success of the product launch by using a campaign tag on for all of the Unicorn Frappuccino posts, say compared to their more recent campaigns around spring tea drinks. And then digging in deeper, the content type is an announcement. So exciting announcements may perform better than, say, meme posts. Next, you have the product. So this is more broadly applied to the menu. So that way you can tell if Frappuccinos in general get more engagement than, say, plain coffee. And then you can also tag the form of media. So that way you can better understand if GIFs perform better than static photos. This is a great way to also get your design team more involved for your creative. And lastly, this is a limited time offering. So having a tag to denote this can really help teams realize when to keep items on the menu permanently or when they create a bigger splash with exclusivity. So the Unicorn Frap may not be explicitly on the menu at Starbucks. I think it might be one of those secret items now, but you have definitely seen Starbucks continue the trend of limited offerings with other drinks. So to find your own Unicorn Frappuccino in Sprout, you can go ahead and add your tags right as you're composing your content. Choose as many as you need for your specific post. And then to create and maintain your tags, you can edit under global features. You may also archive past tags that are no longer needed as your strategy evolves, and then you can easily add in new ones. So as you evaluate your tagging strategy, this is where the tag report can show you the proof in the pudding, such as which products are actually getting the most engagements and where certain types of products or content perform best. So maybe your sales memes are better suited for Instagram, while thought leadership content performs infinitely better on LinkedIn. Now, this is where Cindy from ITW can attest to what is resonating most for their different personas, if you remember from earlier. And this report can also track everything tagged in your inbox. So that way you can track how often you receive questions that really should be directed towards sales or HR, and use that data to understand who else you should be bringing into the fold. Side note, if you are a Sprout user already, this report may also look a little bit different. So we're giving you a little sneak peek into the updated tag report that will be live for everyone pretty soon. Your tags can give you tons of granular data around your content performance. But to take it a step further, Sprout's new collaborative campaign planning will ensure your content is planned and executed flawlessly. Second sneak peek alert, this time with our brand new campaign planner. You'll be able to see a holistic view of your campaigns here, allowing you to plan and track your campaign content seamlessly all in one place. So as you begin to plan out your campaign content, use a campaign brief to keep all content creators aligned on the campaign strategy, goals, and tone of voice to use in your social content. And even as you are drafting out that content, you may still want input from your legal or PR teams. So go ahead and tag them right within Sprout to avoid that back and forth with spreadsheets and emails that just draw out the process unnecessarily. And speaking of back and forth spreadsheets or emails, you can also utilize integrations with Google Drive, Dropbox, or Canva. So you can go ahead and bring in creative directly from your design team here. And lastly, if you have teams that won't be in Sprout, they can still go ahead and get in on the fun. Filtering down to the content that you want, you can create a shareable link to your content and share that live link with other teams involved in your process. They can be presented with an interactive calendar where they can easily preview your content, see any notes, and receive updates automatically. So for any of you who are still needing to share out content and collaborate on Outlook, spreadsheets, Carrier Pigeon, this is another area where I personally just want to save you time. So we covered a few quick ways to delve into insights with reporting, drilling into your content with tagging, and collaborating with your teams on campaigns. So for more information on how to best track your efforts, I'd start with measuring the impact of your content over in our learning portal. And I think as we're going through today, we're also linking a lot of our tagging best practices right in the chat. So that way you can go ahead and check those out as well. So at this point, we're saving lots of time. We're automating processes to make engagement and content planning much easier. And now we're ready to dive into insights that drive business transformation. We can still write a comic book after this, but you're going to want to see these insights. In order to see social differently, we need to see social data differently. As you heard earlier, 85% of executives said that social data will be a primary source of business intelligence in the coming years. And you are at the center of mission critical data here. Our customers are already on top of this by leveraging social listening to track earned data, those who are talking about your brand, and Sprout's premium analytics to better understand owned and paid data, looking at your performance on your own channels and on ad campaigns. So you'll need all parts of this pie to really complete your data story. So let's take a look at how you can leverage each. First up, we have listening. Our top customers know that it's not enough just to be where your audience wants to talk to you, but where they're talking about you as well. Listening is the best way to understand what else motivates your audience and what can affect their perception of your brand. Thankfully, we've made it easy for you to set up social listening in Sprout, so that way you can create, analyze, and distribute in no time. If you're familiar with when the Popeye sandwich came out and blew up the internet, you may also have noticed that a lot of other fast food chains are now coming up with their new chicken sandwiches as well. So this is personally important to me because it is around lunchtime where I'm at in Chicago. But say that I'm an analyst with one of these brands and I want to go ahead and dive deeper into our new product offering. So just thinking as the internet first made the Popeye sandwich famous, it's important to remember that the internet will be the greatest judge of all these sandwiches. So it's important to hear what the judge is saying. Within Sprout's listening dashboard, you can easily track the amount of messages about each of these sandwiches, for example, but also engagements, impressions, and also sentiment. So as you're diving deep into this data, you can better understand if your product is tanking in perception. You can also dig into the trends of the conversation to better understand what is talked about the most for you and your competitors. Say like ASMR, as we're seeing in this example here, which is a trend where people record themselves with interesting sounds. So in this one in particular, they're recording the sound of the crunch that is being made when they bite into those different chicken sandwiches. But to get to that end result, you can use Sprout's templates and easy query builder designed to bring you immediate results. So if you're thinking, how do I even get to that place with those insights that she just showed me? I got you. The days of being a Boolean expert are long over, with easy options to exclude, preview, and add keywords. I built this query in about 5 minutes and had my results in another 5. But the data doesn't stop there. So just like tagging to drill into what drives engagement, you can drill into listening data to better understand what the differentiators are for each of these fast food sandwiches. Like, how do people feel about the sauces for each of these restaurants? This is also just a personally important to me as an aspiring sauce connoisseur, but it actually looks like Chick-fil-A wins in this category. Continuing in the query builder, you can now add themes to your topics. So that way you can understand more of what people like or don't like about you and your competitors. So that could be sauces in this example, or going back to Lodge Cast Iron earlier, this is how they can inform those business decisions on new product lines and on those vegan recipes that we heard about. Think of the different teams that you can provide this data to so they better understand what the conversation is, not just around your products, but also customer service, recruiting, diversity, and inclusion. The possibilities are endless. Thinking if I were an analyst for Chick-fil-A, I would capitalize on the fact that our sauces are whooping the others in social conversation. And I'd be curious to know which particular sauce is the winner. So right here, it's the Polynesian sauce, which does back up my gut instinct. So I could take this data to our marketing team for a potential series of content around this winning sauce based on quantifiable data. Also open to debate in the chat on the best sauces here, but I will say the data doesn't lie. Hunger cues aside, before you head out to lunch, dinner, or breakfast, depending on where you're at, don't forget to set your listening report to automatically send to your collaborating teams, executives, and even your CEO. Just make sure that they know about it first. In addition to the insights that you gather from social listening, Premium Analytics provides that final touch to help transform your business. So thinking again, if I'm that Chick-fil-A analyst trying out a campaign based on listening data that we just looked at, Premium Analytics is where I'll show my results. Our Premium Analytics offering adds an additional layer to your reports so you can easily customize, compare, and share meaningful insights with your teams. Even from all of our speakers today in a wide variety of industries, you can tell that every brand and organization has different goals that they're after. So go ahead and customize your reports based on your goals and your metrics. For customers like Indiana University, metrics like impressions, engagement rate, and IGTV views are important to tell what's resonating with students on their most popular network, Instagram. And they can play right into the metrics like post video views within our custom reports. They can also add paid data and organic data right into one dashboard so they can keep an eye on how everything is going all at once. They can add as much or as little as they want, depending on the audience for the report. The key here is to focus on what is important to your audience, like top-level insights for leadership, or say video views for your content production team. That way they can easily digest and provide necessary feedback quickly. With the help of Sprout's custom reports, you can create a template for each one of those audiences. Just go ahead and add in the widgets that you need instantly, like text to add context here. And once you've finalized that template, go ahead and send it to the appropriate teams with a PDF or with a live link. That live link is going to be just as elegant as your report in Sprout. So that way your audience can clearly see your data story. So now we're leveling up our insights with listening, premium analytics, and delivering those to our teams. This is only the tip of the iceberg. So again, just to learn more, I really encourage you to check out our learning portal and filter down to analytics and listening for additional top-notch content. So today, we explored how you and your teams can see Sprout differently, starting with engagement to tracking your efforts on social, and lastly, starting to transform your business with deeper insights. Thank you so much for dedicating the time to learn with us today. With the time saved implementing some of these tips, I hope you really get the time to explore deeper insights, take much needed time for yourself, or hey, even write your comic book.